Starting the recording. Welcome. Good morning. Let's just start in whatever's a comfortable seated position for you. I'm going to take easy pose and spread the sitting bones apart so that I can connect to the pelvic floor. Bring the feet in where they're comfortable. Let the hips get heavy. Between those sitting bones, I'm going to center the spine and just draw up tall. Maybe use my arms as I lift and inhale. And exhale. Just let those shoulder blades melt down toward the waist. Find a comfortable place to rest the hands along the thigh or to the knee. Let the eyes close. And simply take a moment to just really come into your body. I have found that when I get really lost in my thoughts, my mind is busy or racing, not really truly in my body, and just discovered this lovely sensation that I've been missing. Just a nice long exhale and allowing there to be a heaviness and earthiness to the hips. And as you inhale, perhaps a little gentle smile at the corners of the mouth, the corners of the eyes. As you exhale, the tongue heavy, dropping back toward the throat. And just allowing yourself to settle into your earthly form. After I envision that smile at the lips and the eyes, then I envision a smile here, lifting the heart at the outer tips of the collarbones, broadening the shoulders as I inhale. And as I exhale, the tricep and shoulders and the backs of the arms just lengthening down, and I'm just able to sense the inner workings of those parts of the body and just come more into the body, more into the moment. And then finally, just thinking of a smile, broadening the pelvic area, the tips of those pelvic crest bones, just lifting, broadening the pelvis, the belly. And then as I exhale, just settling into the hips, into the weight of the legs, noticing the sensations through that hip and pelvic region. Until I feel fully present in the moment, in my body, on my mat, ready to set the intention for the practice today. So let's do maybe 2, 3 more breath cycles here. Just making sure the inhale and exhale match each other, that they balance one another. That the inhale broadens and opens us and expands us through the torso 3-dimensionally. And that the exhale settles us, returns energy to our roots, reminds us to come into our earthly form, our bodies fully. Good. So I'm going to go ahead and release from my easy pose and bring the feet in front of me. And again, I'm going to balance, bringing those sitting bones back a little bit on the diagonal. We'll just do some breath work here. So I'm pressing the 3 corners of the foot into the floor. I'm going to inhale and reach up and press the spine forward. So sort of a cow-like position here. The heart's open, hug the heads of the humerus in. And then I'm going to exhale and chin to sternum, arms to knees, and pull the belly button back, broadening the back. cat-like position. Then I'm going to inhale and bring that spine forward into extension toward the front body. I'm going to exhale. Chin towards sternum, belly button toward back. Broad shoulder blades. And one more time, inhaling. I'm going to press the spine forward, open the heart. Exhaling. I'm going to broaden the back. Chin to sternum, belly button toward the spine. Good. Let's come out of that one slowly. And then inhale, reach the arms up again. And as we extend the arms, make sure we hug the heads of the humerus in so that the armpit's grounded and hollow. And let's just do a little lateral extension here. So I'm just going to take the left hand down, press into it, turn, look up, and stretch up through the right arm. So don't forget to press down into the left hand as you stretch up through the right. Keep those feet planted on the three corners and take a breath here. And then we'll release. Both arms down. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, right hand's going to come down. I'm going to turn my gaze, make sure I anchor down into the feet and hand, but reach up through the left fingertips. Breathe into your sides. And exhale and release. Let's do that 2 more times. Kind of flow at your own pace. And if you want to take that hand out a little further and reach over a little more, find some more expansion, feel free. Last cycle, really use that breath to open from the inner body and expand outward. And releasing back to center. Good. Let's come on to a tabletop position now and work through some cow-cat there. Stack the shoulders over the hands. Make sure the elbow creases face each other. Smooth the knuckles and the wrists. Create space between the fingers. I'm going to curl the toes. Get that nice arch in the foot as I inhale into my cow. I'm looking out at the floor. The back of the neck's long. My belly's heavy. Spine releasing toward my mat, toward my front body. And then I'm going to release the tops of the feet and pull that belly button up and in. Chin towards sternum. Inhale, move to cow. Curl the toes, get that arch in the foot. Let the spine relax into extension, the heart open. And then as you move into cat, feel your back broaden. Push into the hands and lengthen that tailbone down. And one more time. Inhaling into your cow. Exhaling into your cat. And then coming back to neutral. Good, let's turn the wrists and stretch the forearms a little bit. So we're going to point the fingers back at us. And again, stack the shoulders right over the hands. And maybe even getting the knuckles and wrists to press down here might feel like a bit of a stretch. And then let's add cow-cat, couple cycles. Inhale, spine toward front body, looking out at the floor, back of the neck long. Exhaling, chin to sternum, arch the spine to the sky. Inhaling cow. Exhaling cat. And one more time. And as we release, we'll go to neutral. We'll turn the hands back. See if we can spread those fingers wider. Get the knuckles and wrists more grounded. All right, let's take it to cow. Inhale. And then release the feet, take it to cat, and we're going to add lifting the left knee toward the head here. Keep the shoulders stacked over the hands. Pull that belly up and in. And release. Curl the toes. Inhale, cow. Release the feet. Exhale, cat, and add the right knee. Coming toward the head, shoulders stacked over the hands. And release. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat, and lift and bring the knee toward the head. Exhale, release. Inhale, curl the toes, cow. Exhale, release the feet, lift the belly, lift the knee, draw the chin to the sternum. Release. Last cycle. One more time. Inhaling cow. Exhaling cat. Inhaling cow. Exhaling cat. And back to neutral. Good. Take a little breather there. Stretch those fingers wide again. Stack the shoulders over the hands. And let's move from a cow, inhale, to lifting the knees and extending the heels back, plank. Nice and sturdy, shoulders stacked over the hands. Crown of the head extended forward, back of the neck long, and then lift the hips. Downward facing dog. Hopefully we don't have to adjust the hands or the feet. We go right into a seamless down dog. We might want to pedal and lift the toes, bend the knees a little here, but hopefully the hand and foot placement will take us right where we need to be. Spine long, taking a breath. And then let's lower the knees. Toes curled. Inhale, cow. And then extend through the heels, straighten, plank. Stack the shoulders over the hands, pull the belly button to the spine. Press the heels behind you, lengthen the crown of the head forward, and then hips go up nice and high. Work the external rotation of the upper arm, the inner rotation of the lower forearm. Ground into the pointer finger thumb. Relax the head, breathe. And release the knees. All right, one more time. We're going inhale to cow. Then toes curled. I'm going to press down into the hands, lift the knees, extend the heels back, straighten the legs, shoulders right over the hands. And then elongate the torso, lifting the hips high, deepening the groins. Relax the head. Feel the belly draw up and in. If you're having trouble feeling that, do a cat-like flexion position to help establish that. And then work the head and chest back to neutral. One more breath. Let's lower the knees. And then we will lower the whole upper body, keeping the elbows in close. Relaxing the body down slowly. Let's take a neutral breath here. Stack the hands. Rest the head. Breathe your belly. Inhale toward the floor. Exhale. Melt your back toward the earth. All right, we're going to bring the hands under the shoulders. Thumbs kind of in line with the nipples here. We're going to zip the right and left sides together. Point the toes down into the ground, zip the legs together, rest the forehead, and come into a slow progression toward Cobra. I'm going to start with no weight in the hands and just work on keeping the collarbones broad by pinning the elbows in toward the ribs. And then exhaling into the sacrum, the hips, the active legs pressing down. There's a sense here like we're dragging the wrist back toward the waistline as we press the heart forward. No weight in the hands yet. Just try to root the lower body and keep the right and left sides working together. Keep those elbows in. One more breath. And then slow release. Go ahead, stack the hands, make a shelf, rest the forehead, and soften the back of the neck. Breathe the belly on the inhale toward the floor. Expand the whole torso. And then exhale, empty yourself of anything unnecessary. Soften, come back into your body, into your earthly form, fully present. Soften that tongue, the throat, and zip the legs together again. Bring the hands into that placement. Pin the elbows in to squeeze into the rib cage. Rest the forehead. Come up, no weight in the hands, gently pressing the spine and heart forward, keeping the elbows in, and then take just a bit of weight into the hands. Dragging the wrist back, pressing the heart forward, keeping the collarbones broad, keeping the legs strong and active. One more breath here. And release. Rest the head. Find your neutral breath. Inhale and take in what you need. Exhale. Return to your body. Perhaps the pose, right? Got the mind a little bit stirred up, or the nervous system, which in turn made the mind fluctuate. And then we take this exhale and we just come back into the body. The safety of it, the presence of it. So we're going to do that slow progression one more time, really listening to what the body tells us. We're trying to stay attuned to that alignment. I really, really work to zip the right and left sides together here and keep those legs rooted. This is Bhujangasana. This is Cobra. So the body becomes one long tube, right? There are no limbs. It's one form. And coming up on the inhale, see where you can take it? Listen to the breath. Stay with the alignment. And exhale, release, and enjoy a moment to yourself just to come back into the body, back to the roots, back to the present moment. When the breath is returning to normal, then we're going to plant those hands. Come up to our cow, our bent knee position. Inhale to cow, toes curl. Press the toes down, extend through the heels, stack the shoulders over the hands to plank. Secure at our solar plexus. Extending through the heels, through the crown of the head, and then lift. Deep groins, come into down dog. Spine is already so long. Chest and back should be equal and neutral. Then work the heels toward the floor, but they Don't have to reach there, but just energetically thinking about rooting down in that direction. Belly is drawn up and in to support us, pressing out through the arms and hands and down into the heels. And finding our greatest length, our optimal energy position for the spine. One more breath here. I'm going to bring the feet together, extend the right heel to the sky behind me, really open up with an inhale, and then step that foot forward. Let's take a low lunge. Right, so I could have the knee in if the psoas is really tight and curl the toes, or if you feel like you can extend that psoas a little bit and slide the knee and foot back, take that variation, decide what works for you. Whew, all right, so I'm just going to take a moment and sink into the hips and get into the body. And then we're going to inhale and sweep the arms up, just like we were at the beginning of class, finding that extension, that spine forward, that heart open, but hugging the heads of the humerus into the armpits so they're hollow. And then we're going to extend and reach out in front of us and turn and open the chest toward the bent knee. Stretch the arms wide, root the back foot, open the chest, and then come back to center. Nice. Plant the hands to frame the foot, curl the toes, extend. Let's go right back to plank. Shoulders are stacked over the hands, elbow creases face each other, stable and strong. Then lift, deepen the groins. Torso is long, head is heavy, heels are working toward the mat. Belly's drawn up and in to support all this action and extension. Bring the feet together, extend the left heel to the sky. Open up to the moment, to the potential, to the possibility, and bring it forward into the lunge. Toes in line with fingertips. Adjust that back knee and foot in the way that works for you. Take a moment to exhale, come into the body fully. Not listening to the fluctuations of the mind, but just being present in the body, filling the body with the breath where it's needed, softening where it's needed. Inhale, taking the arms up, that spine moves into extension. Well, we keep the heads of the humerus grounded and the armpits hollow. Extend the arms in front of you. Palms face each other at shoulder width. Heads of the humerus are still hugged in. And then turn and open toward the bent knee side. Stretch those arms wide. Take a breath. Open the chest. Ground that back foot. And come back to center. Frame the foot. Curl the toes. Extend through so the knee lifts. Take it to plank. Nice and long. Stack those shoulders right over the hands. Ground the humerus. Get that shoulder stability. Elbow creases facing each other. And then lift. Deep groins, broad sitting bones to the sky. Work into your down dog. Find your breath. Find your neutral. All right, feet come together. Right leg extends. Open up to the moment. Keep the hands and the other foot rooting down. Draw all that energy forward into the lunge again. Bring the foot and knee to where you need them. Come up. Inhale, extension. Exhale, present in the body. Extend the arms in front of you. Now this time we're going to open up with the arms, and then I'm going to see if I can bring my elbow over and just get a little bit of leverage there and deepen that twist. So I might stay with a bent elbow, or I might press the palms together and work the rib cage, side rib cage to revolve toward the ceiling. Press through that back foot, breathe, press the hands together, come back to center. Frame the foot, curl the back toes, extend, find your plank. Find your stability, your structure, stack the shoulders over the hands. Then lift, deepen the groins, elongated spine. Find your neutral. Bring the feet together. Extend the left heel. Stay rooted at the hands and the opposite foot. Draw all that energy and potential forward into the lunge. Sink the hips down. Slide the foot back. Figure out what works for you. Inhale, extension. Exhale, extend in front. Hug the head of the humerus in. Turn and open. Maybe you stay here, or maybe you can bring the elbow to the outside of the knee and deepen that twist using your arm kind of like a lever. Arm and leg resisting each other. Press into that back foot, breathe, and come back. Facing forward, frame the foot with the hands, extend through the back heel, plank. Lift the sitting bones, down dog. Breathing in, breathing out. Finding your balance, your neutral. Coming into your body, present in your earthly form, comfortable. Walk the hands and feet together. Slowly feel the shift of the weight out of down dog and more into a forward fold position where we'll bend the knees, deepen the groins, and hang for a moment. Allow your back to broaden. Allow your spine to spill toward the floor through the weight of your head, completely relaxed. If the shoulder girdle is tight, nod the head. Or perhaps gently move side to side with the arms and the spine, just trying to loosen up. Find space. Let your groin sink down, sitting bones toward the earth. Let your belly be moving toward your thighs. Let your back be broad. And then we'll release the knees and we can press hands into floor or tops of feet or shins as we try to engage Pada Bandha at the foot, pressing into the inner and outer ball mount, center of the heel so the arch lifts. Feel the femurs move back, straighten the legs, open up the back of the knee and the hamstrings. And then the belly goes up and in and I extend through the spine, the crown of the head in front of me, back of my neck long. A lot of energy coming up from the roots of this pose through the legs, and then use that at the core to extend out further through the spine. Keep your breath flowing. Let's take this into a deeper fold. I'm going to keep those legs straight and take that hands back here to remind myself to keep grounding the femurs into the backs of the legs. Then I'll let the chin come toward the sternum and draw the chest ever closer to the legs. Moving at the pace, moving in the way that honors your body, your experience. Long exhales. Next inhale, let's come back toward that half Uttanasana, where we press the hands into the floor or the shins or the tops of the feet and extend the spine away from the straight legs. And then let's bend the knees and deepen the groins behind us. Reach the arms back. We're going to come into Ukatasana here. So I'm going to extend the chest forward away from the hips, moving back. Find my center. Bring the arms in line with the ears. Pull that belly button to the spine. Squeeze the quadriceps and knees toward each other. Let the sitting bones sink toward the earth as the spine extends toward the sky. Beautiful. Exhale, release into your hang. Rest your belly on your thighs, head heavy. Straighten the legs, extend the spine. Half Uttanasana. And then draw the chin to the sternum. Draw the chest toward the legs. Find your fold. And then take it back toward Ukatasana. Hips and arms reach back. Sternum comes forward. Engage the solar plexus. Arms in line with ears. Sitting bones sink down. Bring those hands to those hips. Let's step the left foot back and take warrior one. So I'm going to work here. Adjust my mic a little. I'm going to work here to bring that back leg into internal rotation so that it's pointing toward the belly button. Keep weight in the back foot as I bend the front knee. And again, lift into extension. Keep the head to the humerus, grounded, armpits hollow. Keep weight in the back foot. Breathing. And then we're going to open this up to warrior two. So I'm going to spiral the back foot, open up the thighs, lower the sitting bones, come into warrior two, extend those arms out. Away from the collarbones, in line with the collarbones. And then I'm going to cartwheel and bring my hand down, lift the back toes, and see if I can come into a revolved half moon. And I might not revolve. I might just find my balance here. Try to extend the leg out more in line with the hip. Just try to find balance through the standing leg. We'll revolve the chest and open up through the arm. All dependent on how I'm feeling today. I'm going to release. And I'm going to step forward. And I'm going to come into that hang again and take a breath there and come back to the body. Then I'm going to straighten the legs, extend the spine, come into my Uttanasana, half Uttanasana. And then I'm going to draw chin to sternum, chest to legs, fold. Reach back through the arms and hips, forward through the chest, secure at the solar plexus, powerful pose. Hands to hips, drive the right foot back, find that warrior one. Get the stance that works for you. Bring that leg into internal rotation, bend the knee over the ankle, extension. Breathing. And I'm going to spiral the back foot open and get those thighs into external rotation. Let the sitting bones come underneath me. Reach across. Open the chest. Arms in line with collarbones. Deep full breath. So the back arm is going to do a big cartwheel forward. Straighten that front leg, drag those toes. Bring the toes up, or maybe stay with toes dragged. Just parallel to the floor, I'm going to press down into my foot and hand, and then see if I can revolve. I'm going to stop wherever is right for me. And then as I release that back foot, bring the hand, bring the foot forward, deepen the groins, hold the elbows, return to the hang. Press down into the feet, Pada Bandha, in the hands. Straighten the legs, extend the spine, chest parallel to the floor. Draw the chest toward the legs, fold. Work the hips and arms back, chest forward, powerful pose. And then hang once again, hold the elbows. Let the sitting bones and head be heavy. Let the back be broad. Return to the body. Half Uttanasana, straighten the legs, extend the spine. Fold. As we release the fold, let's bring the hands in front of us. Take the feet a little wider. We're gonna just exhale down into a squat. So I'm gonna bring my feet about as wide as my mat. Toes slightly turned out. I'm gonna deepen the groins, bend the knees, release down, sink into the heels, slight forward fold, squeeze the inner knee, outer shoulders together. Press the hands together, elbows out wide. Take your breath down into your pelvic floor, into your center, into your hips. Connect to that sensation of really being in your body. Bring comfort in it. Relax the tongue. Listen to the breath. And then let's release. Beautiful. All right, so releasing. We'll bring the feet in front of us. We're going to work through Navasana or boat pose and work on that core. So I'm going to start with bringing the toes at eye level, knees bent. Right? Anytime I start to struggle, I can put the hands down. And I like to kind of draw the spine into extension and the legs and spine closer together. And then think about pressing the belly button to the spine as I extend the legs and the arms away from me. You know, look up at your toes, admire them. Pull your belly button to your spine. Lengthen the spine into extension and release. Take a break. Broaden that back over yourself, over your legs. Let your head be heavy. Come back into the body, into the moment. To really let go of any mind chatter, let go of any nervous system tension. Be present in this moment. Do not cling to the past. And we will approach Navasana again, really working to fire up that core and get it awake, engaged, and alive, right? So toes are at eye level. Draw the spine into extension. Release the arms. Pull the belly button back as you extend the inner heels to the sky. Woo, look up, admire those toes. Keep the heads of the humerus hugged in. Ah, beautiful. Take a break. You deserve it. Let the back broaden. Let the head be heavy. Let the tongue get soft, the throat soft. Let go of the past. Be in your body and in the present moment. In the body and in the present moment, you are safe. You are calm. Inhale and draw the head up slowly. So this time, let's bring the hands right under the shoulders. Let's lift the whole front body into extension, into a tabletop. I'm going to bend the elbows a little bit to broaden the chest. And then as I straighten them and come up so that the sternum and chest will be open. And I'm going to press down into hands and feet. Lift with the belly. Get the sternum to the chin, lengthen the thighs toward the knees, push down into the arms and legs for stability and support. Keep breathing. And exhale. Release the hips. Broaden the back. Drape yourself over your legs. Head is heavy. Come back into the present moment, into your body. Let go of the past. Take this moment to integrate the experience of tabletop. Let go of any tension that may be a residual effect of doing tabletop and boat. And just bring yourself back to neutral, clean slate. We'll inhale, bring the head up. All right, so here's a little Navasana variation we're going to do. And this is a side crow prep as well. So fun with side crow today. We've been prepping for it all class. So this is nothing new. What we're going to do is first start with that deep twist. So I just want to bring my arms over and elbows bent and just press my arms out strongly and really resist the leg and the arm together. And then see if I can lift my feet and hold and breathe. And then release. And we're going to try it to the other side. So this is an action where we don't have the floor under the hands. We're not balancing yet, but we can start to feel what would need to engage if we were to place the hands on the floor and try to lift the feet up, right? So really important to get a deep twist, scoot those feet in, press the arms out strongly like you're pressing your hands into the floor, and then see if you can use your Uddiyana Bandha and lift the heels. Breathe. And relax. Take a break back at center. So that should be fairly enlightening about what it takes through the core to actually get those heels or feet to lift off the floor at all as we're doing that. So let's try that preparatory pose one more time. And you may not feel comfortable trying side crow in the full version with the hands on the floor, and you could just continue to work through this. All the same preparatory actions are involved. So a deep twist, elbows bent, strong arm action, pull the belly button to the spine, lift the feet, and release. Let's try the other side. Deep twist. Really getting the thigh and upper forearm, back of the forearm together, pressing through strong arms, elbows bent. Draw the belly button to the spine, lift the feet, squeeze the legs together. Bring all your energy to center. And then release. Whew. Let's rest for a breath. So if you want to stay with that, stay with one more round of that, feel free. If you want to just give a little try, why not, to side crow, we will do that now. So I'm going to bend the left knee. I'm going to go to this side first so that you have a better view here. I'm going to get this leg straight at first and just get that deep twist, because I can get a nice deep twist and a lot of leverage here if I still have that leg straight. And then I'm going to do this action, right? And I'm going to bring it to the floor and stack shoulders directly over the hand. Now I'm going to bend the legs, squeeze the legs together, squeeze, make a shelf right here, squeeze, stack the shoulders over the hands, look out at the floor in front of you, press down into the hands, activate the belly, see if you can bring the feet up, and release. So when you try these arm balances, of course, just kind of play with it, play with the actions, take as long as you like, see what happens, and then take a nice long rest before you try the other side. And the great thing about these poses is, even if it seems like there's no movement through space, if you're feeling the muscles engage, if you're feeling the actions, then you know that you are making progress. And your body is learning kinesthetically what needs to occur to be able to do this kind of arm balance. A lot of people find side crow a little more stable and easier to get into than a full crow, because you have that kind of more of a stable shelf with the bent elbows and more of the thigh and the arm coming together. So with this one, I'm coming into the half Lord of the Fishes. I want to get this action. I really want to squeeze, 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 bring everything together. And then I want to create the shelf, stack the shoulders over the hands, look out at the floor, see if I can lift the feet. Oh, as I pull the belly up and in, as I press down into the hands. Oh, and usually one side is a little more difficult than the other. So let's give ourselves a nice rest now. Head heavy, back broad. Body should feel warm, but not the mind. Quiet the mind. Let me take one more breath here, then we're going to recline back. We did a lot of twisting, a lot of core work, and we're just going to try to open up, broaden the belly, take the hips through some hip openers to release all that work now. So as you recline back, we'll start with knees bent. And I'm going to smooth the shoulder blades, open, broaden the chest, take the arms out. Exhale into the back body. And I'm going to drop the right knee toward the floor. Come onto the pinky toe side of the right foot. And just let that knee release toward the earth to wherever the hip allows. Keep the foot at the midline. Keep the whole back body relaxed and releasing against your mat. This would be important here to just exhale and really become present and grounded in the back body. And then as you inhale, you might want to visualize that from the right groin, kind of lengthening the right thigh, that your inhale could be like a ripple of energy moving out. elongating the inner thigh so that the hip doesn't grip so much. And then on the exhale, sink the head of the femur into the rear of the hip joint and feel it sink down with your tongue relaxing as well at that moment. Just releasing the hip heavy and letting go of any grasping. And belly should still be nice and broad. And then I'm going to extend the left leg straight into reclined tree pose. So I might try to tuck the foot into the inner thigh a bit more here, as long as I can keep my back body, my shoulder blades smooth against the mat. My belly's nice and broad. I could do cactus arms here to open the chest a little bit more. Try to ground through the straight leg, press the heel into the floor, resist the right foot into the left thigh. One more breath. Good, and then we're going to release the straight leg back to bent, and I'm going to bring the right foot to the left thigh, thread the needle, keep my toes pulled back so I have a nice arch in the foot, actively protecting the hip joint, pushing the knee away from me, keeping the back body relaxed, adding the arms, threading the needle if that works for me and does not add unnecessary stress to the shoulders or neck. That outer right glute and hip is where we want to contain and feel this sensation. The legs are resisting the arms, drawing them toward the chest. The back body's relaxed. The throat is soft. The throat is open. One more breath here, and let's release. If you need a moment to readjust the back body, and then we'll go through that series with the left knee, releasing toward the floor on the left side, slowly coming onto the pinky toe side of the left foot, keeping it at the midline, keeping the belly broad, the chest broad, the back relaxed. And pull the toes back to get an arch in the foot and keep the hip joint active. And I want to let the hip joint go passive and limp. Use your breath to find some softness, to find some length. Again, I like to visualize that inhalation, just rippling out, elongating the inner thigh, and then exhaling the head of the femur heavy to the rear of the hip. So that really release any gripping or grasping that might be happening in the hips. And then I'm just slowly going to straighten the right leg, grounding that heel, pressing that foot out away from me, resisting the left foot to the right inner thigh. Coming into cactus arms, my chest is open, my belly is broad. I'm breathing in and breathing out. And on my next exhale, I'm going to release the right leg back to a bent knee. I'm going to bring that left foot to the thigh and press the knee away from me with the toes pulled back, the arch in the foot. Just open that outer glute and hip. Isolate all the action into that place. Don't strain or stress anywhere else. Add the arms if you can stay soft and relaxed at the back body. The arms and legs resist each other. The breath is flowing. One more breath. And we exhale. Return the feet to the floor, bent knee position. And then bring the soles of the feet together. pressing Pada Bandha of the right foot into the left foot. So the inner and outer ball mounts in the center of the heels really press together. Adjust the back body to be more comfortable. And just let those inner thighs open. Let the belly continue to be broad and passive, relaxing after all our preparatory work for that side crow. We really twisted and worked that core. So let's let it soften and relax. And let's bring the thumbs under the ridge of the occipital bone at the base of the skull. Bring the pointer fingers together, cradling the head, elbows out wide. We're going into a 5-point diamond here. We're just going to take a couple of breaths here with the chest open and the pelvis open and the hips open, and just relax and long exhalations, getting ready for our Shavasana. So the hands here form a bit of a cradle for the head. The elbows wide, keep the chest open. The neck is nice and long. The cervical vertebrae soft. A little soft, gentle curvature. The thumbs are touching a couple of points there under the occipital bone that can be nice release points, acupressure points, if you find them. And keep the Pada Bandha points at the feet pressing together. And here, if your hips were real tight and the knees were not releasing toward the floor and gripping, you could take some elevation under the knees so that you don't grip if you were going to stay here a bit longer, if you want to use some props. A couple blocks or bolsters under the outer leg, the outer knee can be very, very supportive. I just want to sink into the weight of the back body. Sink into gravity's embrace. Be in my body, really come into and enter my body fully. To enter the present moment fully. To leave behind the chatter of the mind. To leave behind the fluctuations of the mind, the nervous system. And to embrace a feeling of calmness and safety that can be achieved only through the present moment in the earthly form. So I'm going to release this, pull the hair up, straighten the legs. I feel ready to go right into Shavasana, but you might want to take a moment, stretch, grab a shoulder, grab some props. It's kind of up to you. You might want to do another hip opener or a little down dog. When you're ready to come into your Shavasana, just extend those legs away from the hips. Let the feet drop open. Let the heart open as you wiggle the fleshy upper part of the arms underneath and extend through the arms. I like to turn the head side to side. Elongate the neck and then find the right place for the head at center. And I would do all of those things multiple times until I feel just right. Or maybe only do them once, that's all it takes. Allow a feeling of heaviness to overcome the body. Stillness. Enter the body fully. Leave behind the past, the preoccupations, and just be in your body with your breath. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. With each exhalation, the body becomes heavier, more still. The mind becomes more quiet. The eyes sink into their sockets. The tongue drops back away from the teeth. You surrender your attachment to the outer world and let your awareness and consciousness retreat. Rest in your center. Rest until you're called back. On our next inhalation, we'll once again follow that breath to lengthen back out from our center where we've been resting toward the peripheral body. Allow that to happen slowly. To bring small movements that build over time. Fingertips, toes, ankles, wrists, stretching. Breathing a little more deeply. If we've gotten really still, it should take a while before we feel ready to leave that place. I'm gonna rest on the side for a moment. Let the head be heavy, the side get heavy. Just again, focusing in on that being fully present in the body. That we might take this feeling of being fully present in the body off our mat with us today. And be able to stay grounded in that physical form as we go about all our daily tasks that might get us a little more mentally focused. So coming up when you're ready, coming back to a comfortable seated position, like we started class, centering the spine, relaxing into heavy hips. On the inhale, I invite you to reach up with me for hope, grace, and contentment. On the exhale, to bring all that to the heart center and pause. Inhale lifts the heart. Exhale bows the head. When head and heart meet, the mind will be quiet, and the wisdom of the heart will speak louder than the mind. Carry that place with you off your mat, out into your daily life, to your decisions, to your interaction. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. See you next time.